and welcome to this video. If you're new here, welcome. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. You rock. Today's video is going to be a Q&A and also some frequently asked questions that I get on my Instagram account. So let's dive right into those. I got my laptop. I'm ready to go. Do you have an Instagram? Yes. Follow me at EC Chronicles. Do it. I post like I don't even know what that account really is. It's just whatever I really feel like. So if you want to follow me for some content, some more content other than this content, do it. How many times a day do you use the Squalane? I use the Squalane whenever my lips start to feel dry. So there's not a set amount of times that I'm doing it throughout the day. I use like 2 drops. 2 drops is good enough for me. And then I'm on my merry way. How did you know the Squalane was healing your lips? Was there a difference in thickness of the buildup? Did it stop covering the same areas? It was a combination of things. It was using the Squalane, it was not biting my lips, and it was the UV light. That all led to my lips getting better. And I noticed within like 3 months the scabs were getting a lot thinner and they were regressing to the back of my lip, so like my inner lip. So instead of it like being the buildup coming all the way down to here, it was going back, and that was really cool to see. And it's a very, very slow process and it was painstaking, but you know, we did it and we're still doing it. Does the Squalane keep your lips from peeling? So the answer to that is yes, and I described in earlier videos that when I used Aquaphor or Vaseline, it just made them feel like gooey and gross. And when I used those products, the scabs would kind of like slide off before they were ready. And that was really uncomfortable. It made eating uncomfortable and I hated it. And so I switched over to this, and it's really lightweight. It dries on your lips, but it still feels like hydrating, if that makes any sense. And so it keeps the scabs on there. The Squalane keeps the scabs on there as long as they need to, and then they fall off whenever they're ready, which is key in my healing. Did you used to pick or peel the skin at your lips, or do you still pick or peel your lips? And I do not. Now, I did. That's how I got into this mess, by picking and over exfoliation. I would pick before I went out, I would pick while I was out, I would pick alone by myself, just feeling anxious. And finally, I stopped, and I do not pick. I don't touch my lips anymore. So the scabs, the buildup falls off on its own when it's ready. And I don't know, it seems to be working, and it was a very, 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 emphasis on very hard habit to break, because I had done it for 3 years, but very necessary to get back to where I once was before I had this problem. Because the way I think of it is I've been damaging my lips over and over again for 3 years and not letting them heal. And by leaving them alone, I was able to, let them heal, let them do their thing. And so, they doing that thing, they getting right. Do you have any inflammation? I really only notice like redness or irritation right when they come off. And I can kind of see like the damaged skin underneath, like they just peeled. And so there's a little bit of redness, but other than that, like my lips aren't like inflamed on the daily. On a regular basis, they don't hurt, they're not swollen, they're just built up. What does the Squalane look like? This is it. This is in all its glory. It finally came in. Ta-da! This is what I use. And it's notable, if you want to try it, it's the 100% plant-derived Squalane. Don't make the same mistake I made and get the Hemi, which is, I don't know what the difference is really, but it dries out. It's like not as moisturizing, so it'll dry out your lips. So don't get the Hemi, get the 100%. Squalane if you want to try it out. And also, do a patch test first on your skin somewhere, because you never know, you might be allergic to it. Have you seen a dermatologist or tried steroid creams? I've seen several doctors and dermatologists about this problem and tried several steroid creams. I don't remember what. I know I've been on what was it called? Locoid? I've also been on Eucrisa, which I don't think is it might be a steroid. I'm not sure what that classifies as. But each one of those medications I noticed made my lips very raw. Like, it helped the appearance, like they looked great, but they didn't fix the overall issue, which was that they kept building up. So it just felt kind of like a band-aid over a bullet wound kind of situation. For me personally, steroid creams, all that, it just didn't work. I knew that what I needed was to stop biting my lips. That was gonna be the factor that determined my healing. Okay, this is gonna be a long portion of the video. What does my work/social life look like? Where to begin? Right now, very relaxed. So I mentioned that I was working before. This is gonna be like a little sidetrack story for you, a little backstory. So I was working at my first job right out of college, and it wasn't the best. It just wasn't the right fit for me personally. But it was very fast-paced, and at first I was very self-conscious of my lips and how I looked and, you know, how others would perceive me. And I was only met with the nicest, just most warm welcome from the people around me. Like, everyone, no one brought it up. No one asked, like, hey, what is that? Like, no, like, my coworkers didn't care. Like, if I brought it up, we would talk about it. But if I didn't, we were just trying to get our jobs done. That was it. That was the only thing on our mind. It was still really hard, though, every day. Because that first week I was there, my voice is trembling. I don't know why. Why am I nervous? That first week I started the UV light, the no picking, the Squalane, and they looked awful. Like, the worst I had ever seen them, but I was like, I have to keep doing this, or else they won't get better. And in a way, that job kind of like pushed me to get them to be better, because I was like in a professional setting and I wanted to present myself a certain way, and da-da-da. Well, that job, suffice it to say, was very stressful. And around 8 or 9 months, I don't remember the exact amount of time of working there, but around 8 or 9 months of working there, and I got another staph infection. And it was, I'm smiling, but it's because I'm nervous. It was devastating. Why am I smiling? It was... I laughed to keep from crying. It felt devastating because I had just spent 8 months not biting my lips, which is huge for me because in the past 3 years I had been biting them every day. And I was so afraid of what was going to happen after. I was afraid of what they would look like, and if it had just undone 8 months of really slow, painstaking work that took all of my energy to do. And so on that, on top of just regular work stress and being at a job that I wasn't really passionate about, I quit. I quit my job. The time shortly after I quit, it was a weird one because I felt very guilty. Like I had let my coworkers down, like I had let myself down, And just the way that I left my job because of health reasons, it just left me feeling like I don't know, it just left me feeling very weak. And so I've taken some months off, and I've, regained my confidence and regained parts of myself back that I, felt like I had lost, like my confidence. I have more sense of self, I feel like, which is why this YouTube channel exists. It wasn't my intention to quit my job and start a YouTube channel. That just kind of happened. I have quite a lot of free time now. But yeah, and I'm at the point now where I feel like I'm ready to move on, start looking for another job and like do all that. So yeah, that's kind of like my work life in a nutshell. That's the very long version. The abridged version is I'm unemployed. My social life, I mean, I have a very small group of friends, like close friends that I go out with, and they know what's up and they don't care, and we just have a good time. And I go out with my family on occasion. And yeah, I don't like go out, really. I'm not a huge drinker. I used to go out a lot, like go clubbing and stuff, but that's not really my scene anymore. So yeah, I just kind of like, I'm a homebody for one, so I genuinely like being at home. Like, this is the place to be. So I have no problem just chilling at home, but it is good to get out of my cave every once in a while. So yeah, that's how my work and social life is going. That's basically my whole life story, my current life story right now in a nutshell. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me spill my guts, all for your viewing pleasure. Please like this video, subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!